back in the day when me be on the 50, I'm telling you, I come out there and I walk straight to you. Like, I just see it in your face, you just with a whole different character from a live nigga, bro.
In one knee, we out here. Millionville, perfect the life vision. I got a million views. Different views, I'm perfecting life vision. All 10 toes got me traveling off the pivot. Taking shots in the full to the roof of the building. Abiding by the rule, the temp high, my metal skillet. I'ma make it, veins too real, don't do no faking. Born too many skills to not be building. Skyscrapers from the hood, too many kills can get you years, the strikes major. Mind gravitating the mills, I'm bag chasing. Barbecue family meals, that's congregating. Barbershop black on business, the way to make it. Practice more love than violence, the rule of nation. Big bang, put your kids on wealth engraving. Sky the limit, we taking spaceships. Every day Thanksgiving, Christmas, life amazing. Lonely nights, cold December, but God save me. Graduate street freezer, keep it silent as the pavement. Life! Millionville, got a million views. I learned perfect life vision. I got a million views, I got a million views. Perfect that life vision. A millionville, got a million views. Perfect that life vision. Got a million views, got a million views. Perfect that life vision. Yeah, in one knee we out here. Tune in, people. Stream us. Stream us.
That's about it, man.
Man, how you doing, man? First of all, bro, how you doing? How's the family, bro?
Good, man. Everybody's doing well. Mom, dad, everybody like that. You know, a lot done changed since last time we talked, man. I got 4 kids now. You know, married. It's total different world out here.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get into it. We met at what, about age 14, 15?
About 14, something like that. About 14, 13, something like that.
Yeah, I believe I was 14 or 15 going into the 9th grade at Curtis. You was Big Aaron. Your sister was a star on the volleyball team and so on. Ashley, if I'm standing correct, right?
Yep, you're right. She was
I believe you was actually a tight end in high school, right?
Yeah, I was a tight end for about 2 years, and then I played on the O-line for the last 2, and the rest was all she wrote.
Let's back up the tape a little bit. This is something I always really wanted to know. Walk us through Aaron growing up to me meeting Aaron. You feel what I'm saying? Coach Aaron Meyer, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Coach Aaron Meyer. I'm sorry, brother.
Nah, we good. So I mean, to be honest with you, man, I was not, you know, the John Curtis guy. You know, I had an older brother and he decided to go to Curtis. That's kind of how they found me. But I mean, I was a normal kid playing, you know, all the youth sports and everything like that. I grew up in St. Charles Parish. We had LaRon Landry and all of those guys.
The Landry boys, you gotta say all
yeah, them boys is my year. So
right.
I'm like, you know, I really wasn't a kid that was getting looked out for, you know, around here as far as that's concerned by like coaches and different things like that. So, right. You know, I was playing and, you know, just trying to be the best, still trying to compete. And I think, you know, so that brings me to, you know, kind of growing up under my brother and under my sister and just playing all kind of different sports. Crazy thing
I forgot about your big brother. I forgot y'all.
Crazy thing though,
y'all had some lineage at Curtis.
Football. I never played football till I got to Curtis.
Seriously?
Seriously.
So
I never played for no park, no nothing.
No sport or just not football?
Just not football. I played baseball and basketball.
Okay.
Baseball and basketball.
I was gonna say the basketball thing. I was gonna say the basketball thing. I remember Big Aaron, you know what I'm saying, working out with us and this and that. Say, bro, you was such a big youngster. I know you just a kid. You just living your life. You feel what I'm saying? But man, when I get there, I'm seeing all these dudes. Y'all got half beards already. Y'all in that weight room for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, early. You know, we go get deep off into that because I want you to, you know, I tell people all the time, bro, like how serious and how big of a moment those 4 years of my life was. and how pivotal that was in my life, dog, as far as just learning discipline and hard work and certain little things that you learned there. And politics. I learned politics at Curtis, believe it or not. But I want to ask you a few more questions about childhood first. You know what I'm saying? In your upbringing, you said it was no sports or nothing like that. What was the household situation like though? It was just y'all three, you, your brother, and your sister.
Yeah, it was just us three, man. I tell the kids I coach now, bro. I come from a very I don't want to say spoiled because I wasn't spoiled, but I was blessed. You know, I had two parents. My parents had jobs. You know, my mom worked for the post office. My dad worked for the chemical plant. So like,
structure.
And as a 36-year-old, I'm like, you know what? Like I had it good. So I don't even front, you know what I'm saying, and try to be on, you know how some dudes, man. No.
They try to make it out of the hardest walk ever, huh?
Yeah, no, man. I was able to focus on football. I was able to focus on my athletics and my academics and know where everything was coming from. Like I might have not had the J's on, but I knew I was going to have sneaks. Like it didn't nothing was a worry for me for those years. The way I've seen, especially as a coach, and I understand. Like I might have saw it as a kid, you think something is funny when your partner don't have something.
Right.
As an adult, you
see it from a totally different light, right?
You be like, man, such and such ain't got. And it could be a total accessory and not something that's very needed.
But it's something that you're accustomed to being able to acquire and touch it with no problem. Like you're saying, that allowed you to be able to stay focused on what you was trying to accomplish.
My dad and mom are still together. You know, they was married the whole time. Like
shout out to them, man.
Yeah, so I'm not like, and I as thankful as I am for it, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it gives you that reality because you just like, man, everybody ain't coming from this, man. They got dudes that's fighting to get just to the door in the morning.
Right.
That's 7 a.m. They done won more battles than I'm gonna win all day. You know, so and these is kids, you know, and especially now teaching in the public setting. I mean, these is kids. They, you know, like I'm saying, Curtis was just like you said. It was a jumbling pot. Like people came from so many walks of life, so different.
But we all had to learn to move and govern ourselves under a certain set of principles and guidelines. And like I said, that taught me politics. Like that taught me, you know, more so time and place for everything type of situation. You feel what I'm saying? I was around a lot of young adults in high school. No, just be real, bro. By the time you was a junior or senior at Curtis, bro, you was pretty much a young adult there. Yeah, because the way you could talk more so from the inside. I quit football after my freshman year with the migraines and all that type of stuff and having to deal with the heat and you know, I just couldn't sustain that sport. Basketball was an indoor sport and it was a different regimen involved in it. So that was the one I chose. That was the one I stuck with. You know what I'm saying? I stood out a little bit more in that sport. Go ahead.
But the crazy part about that is at John Curtis, people value hard work and success.
Right.
So honestly, like a Kendrick, and I tell a story to people that you know, because you know, as a coach, they constantly, nobody forgets that I went to John Curtis.
Right.
So it's like
for better or for worse.
Yeah, you know, it's always, I'm like, man, I don't own the school. Like, you know, JT was not, you know, they act like JT was just over there feeding us creatine or something. Man, JT would get on you if he needed to. So, but my point is, like, we respected y'all. Like in a sense of you don't have to do what I'm doing for me to be looking at you and understand that you all putting in the same time and effort. And it makes just like hell. I stopped playing basketball. There was a bunch of us that stopped doing other sports and only did football. So it's like, just because we discipline at this, don't mean the mother boys can't be disciplined at what they do. You know what I mean?
We changed the culture in basketball around there, you know, just keeping it real.
Dude,
real talk.
It's a total different school now.
We spoke. We was the spark that started that. You know,
Kendrick back there now.
I can say that Kendrick back there coaching. Yeah, Kendrick been back there for a few years now, bro. I tried to get him to come on the show, but he ain't, you know, he a different type of individual. You know what I'm saying? All right, bro. High school football, dog. You go from being your big brother's little brother to being Big Aaron around 10th grade going into our junior year, bro. what was that like? Cause I seen all them schools coming around. You know, I seen the transition. I seen you really turn it up in the weight room. I seen you change. You know what I'm saying? We spent 4 years together, so I was able to see part of that process, but I never really got to get in your head. So what was that like, though? Like, what was that process like?
Man, my freshman year, my sister signs the volleyball scholarship to Florida State.
Right.
I'm like, I'm looking around like, damn. Man, I gotta beat this. This is where I'm at.
I got introduced to your sister on my visit to Curtis. Like, that's how big your sister was. You know, it was Jason Spadoni. It was you know, it was Ashley, and they had a I believe it was another volleyball player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But walking through, you know, getting my little walkthrough through the school, that was somebody. Oh, this is Ashley. This is the star on the volleyball team. Blah, blah. I'm like, damn. You know, she taller than me. Shit like that. I'm like, man, it's crazy.
I know exactly. Look,
that was pressure.
They coach. Now, she was the salutatorian too. So I'm like, this is my older sister. I'm like, what?
Pressure.
So honestly, to be real with you, you know, for a long part of life, I just was trying to be my sister.
Right.
She signed to Florida State. I gotta go bigger.
You gotta go.
I gotta go. If she'd have been a college All-American, I probably would have gave that a better, harder chance. Like, I mean, she just like, I was always a person where if I'm looking at, you know, who I'm looking at to beat, I'm still looking to go work and go get what they getting plus more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not cowering from it or nothing. But when they said that, when she go to Florida State, she get the scholarship, all that happened. So then when you see the next year, you like, man, this nigga changing. Like he really, cause I'm going to Florida State, and my parents thought I was going to visit my sister because I miss my sister. Man, I'm there hustling Anquan Bolden, Paul Irons. I'm in their weight room. I'm watching their football team run and work out. Like, so I'm like, this is the level I gotta be at. I gotta be able to do this right now.
Right.
And that was, I think, the only difference between me and, you know, like, I was trying to play college football. I was never trying to play in the NFL. So once we got to college, I kind of...
You started sorting out what else it is you want to do for the next step, right?
It wouldn't have said, because my thing with the situation is, you know how much politics it took to get to college.
But see, that's what I meant when I sent you that text. Yeah. And I was like, dog, you was like one of the more, like, you was more like a coach when we was in high school, the way you thought about, like, the way you approach it. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if you probably wasn't looking at it like that. Like you said, you were just politicking, doing what you got to do, you know what I'm saying, to get to the next level. But think about it. The average person your age wasn't thinking like that. Yeah,
because I was definitely looking at sizes and stuff. I'm like, man, I'm a 6'2" dude. I play on the O-line. Like, I'm proud. Like, 2003 Chad Lavallee, nose guard, LSU, one of the best nose guards I done see play.
Yeah,
man, Chad don't get no 10-year NFL career because he's 6'1". Right. So I'm like, well, the league thing is probably not going to, no matter, you know, this man was an All-American, national champion. Like, what more you want him to do? And if he's not getting a fair shake.
Yeah, he was a prototype size. See, all those numbers come into play the higher up the level go.
And that shit crazy, and I refuse to coach like that. That's man, look, if you work, I don't care. I mean, I got 2 receivers that start for me right now. Both of them boys, if they 5'6", they standing on top of a phone book.
Say, bro, we used to have offensive linemen. Like, I see people like Jerry Seven, and then I see Munch. That was his name.
Yeah, Dwayne. Dwayne
I might
Munch.
be
That
saying,
boy last name is Munch.
That was his, but the LaShard O lineman.
Yeah,
I was like, man,
how did work?
You feel what I'm saying? But they still gave dude his shot. They still coached him the same way they coached Jerry. Now, you know, Jerry was, you know, a more prototype size, especially for that level. He was probably oversized for that level. It was health issues that helped him out of football, though, right?
Yeah. He had hypertension and stuff like that. Which, I mean, people understand is in high school, old linemen are unhealthy big. They just kids that ate a lot. You know, I was eating fried chicken and shit. Dude, I was eating liver cheese po' boys for the game, man. I was out there living, man. It didn't matter. So we going to do is I'm fried chicken and rice. We got
man, shout out to Doers, man. Shout out to Doers, bro. A lot of good meals from them people, man. For real. Salute to Doers, bro.
You know, but in college, when they start feeding you to be that big, man, that's a lot of stress on your body. Like, imagine eating salad and, you know, good food, healthy food, but you done gained 300 pounds. You done ate enough of this shit to gain 300 pounds. Man, that'd be hard on your joints and stuff, man. Just the college, you know?
What was the first school that that let you that okay, yeah, I'm on that level. Like, what was the first school gave you a look?
In my 10th grade year, Baylor started writing, and then to be honest with you, I was not too proud to send tapes out. So I was like, I was getting X number of dollars for the week. So I'm gonna take half of that and make highlight tapes, and all 100. My goal was to have my tape at all 117 Division I schools.
Right. How close you got to your goal?
So I'm saying that because the next school was UCLA. Like I was going there, like in my mind it was happening.
Right.
But when they came and started, you know, looking, because what I did was, and this is probably what you was talking about in that text, everybody who used to recruit Carnell and Jerry and all of them.
The Grape Ape. Shout out to the Big Black, man. The Grape Ape. That's what we call him in the hood, the Grape Ape. Yeah.
That's my dog. Purple.
That's my dog. See, I was on scout team freshman year, real quick. I was on scout team freshman year. I'm returning kicks, right? So I hit Carnell up, boom. Like, made him look bad. That nigga pulled me to the side after practice and like jammed me up in the locker room. Like, but you don't do me that shit no more in front of people. Like, all right, Big Black, I'm gonna let you tackle me next time. We grew up together, like, for real. Like, you do like right from around the corner from me. Like, this is my real partner. So he like, man, what you doing? I'm like, what you know?
He hit you like you was in the league, like you fucking up my shot. Like, what?
Boy, them dudes was serious, bro. Curtis Bayham didn't let me do no drills.
Dog, listen.
Brother dude was so mean to me, though. Like, real tough.
Listen, I keep telling people, we at Curtis, there's a culture of winning. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah, it's all about going in.
Like
it's all in good nature, though.
No love lost.
It's in good nature.
You just you're ready or you're not ready, Rook. If you're ready, you're gonna slap the fuck out of me. If you're not ready, you're gonna be like, whoa, he told me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I tried to fight that boy. They were like, man, you crazy?
Oh,
man, that man was dunking a basketball with his school book bag on with Timberland boots. I swear. That man had his backpack on and some Timberland boots, not tied up. This dude was I tell this to people and they think I'm just talking, bro. This dude was the strongest person on the football team at one point.
Talking about Curtis Bayham,
and he was a wide receiver.
Yes, this man was retarded.
He ended up going to Clemson or something like that, huh?
Yeah, he went to Clemson.
All right.
But see, like, that's what people don't understand. And I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, the amount of talent that used to be in high school when I came through.
It was different.
Like, and I'm talking about any sport.
It was different.
Track.
It was different.
Any sport. You could be like, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, there was like the kids ask me all the time, they said, Coach, you play basketball in high school? I said, man, listen. We had a decent basketball team when I was in high school, but them boys used to go through it. They used to have to play O.P. Walker. All the teams we go beat.
Man, you play O.P. Walker, Carver, and Cohen back to back. Then you gotta go to the project and play against Clark.
And then
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm like, I feel bad because I'm
now. Remember, we beat Carver our last 2 times playing them. We beat Carver. We split a season with O'Perry Walker our last time around. Man, Bo Lester scored like 27 on me. And Coach K was like, man, you did great. You know what I'm saying? You held them 8 points under his average. You do averaging like 34, 35 points a game, bro.
But this the bad part. He wasn't lying.
No, I'm serious. Like, I had a great game. I really did. I dropped 24 that night. But my point was, dude was averaging 35.
Well, that's the good. He was good. He was good for 35 when he walked in the dodo. And when nobody in the city gonna stop him.
Easily.
They had baseball players. Like, I'm looking around now. These kids like, well, we ain't got nobody good enough to go to LSU in our area. What? Man, we might have had 3-4 at our school.
Right, at one school.
Maybe
10 to 20 in the district.
Say, bro, you know what athlete? I'm gonna mess your head up. You know who used to make me nervous out of all the athletes at Curtis?
Who that?
Johanna.
Hey, bro. Say, dog. We used to call her Superwoman.
I was like, I'm not. Listen, no matter how good I am, I'm not better than her.
Yeah, so, she do like 3 events in one day, like 3 sporting events in one day. I'm like, how the fuck? Is this legal?
No.
I asked them, was this legal? This girl came from a track meet. I'm talking about this was like regional or something, like, something serious to a playoff game. I'm like, what the fuck?
Look, she done hit a home run in the morning, ran track at about 1, and then came and dropped 12. I'm like,
yeah, though.
I'm saying 12. It probably was like 20, but
yeah, like 20, 25. If you're talking basketball,
like, yeah,
she was a beast on the volleyball court too.
Stuff like, man,
their whole family, they was
that question. When you asked me that question, we just a lot of competition.
Hey,
what you say?
Joe, Joe, the brother, Joe McKnight, rest in peace. He lived with me for like 1.5 years, 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after like 3 weeks of seeing this little regimen he used to do, bro, I said, bro, you all right? He like, what you mean? Aaron, he'll talk on the phone with his little friends and stuff like that to maybe like 2 in the morning, 1:30, 2 on average. He go get up though at like 5:30, no later than 6, and the dude do more push-ups than I could count. Like he'll do a bunch of push-ups, some little stretching stuff and this and that. He'll go take him a shower. He take the longest showers in the world, and then he didn't want no ride to school. He either ran or rode a bike. See, a lot of people didn't even know that, like, So by the time I get to school, he got 2 workout periods.
He gonna work out again.
He gonna work out again. So he gonna go through his school day, then he gonna go to practice with JT. Now, once I graduated from school, I was coaching AAU basketball, stuff like that. He gonna come to the hood with us and shoot ball, go to AAU practice, and then we go into the schoolyard in the back and play some late night up and down, like 5-on-5 against each other. Get home like 10:30, 11 o'clock. They used to do this every day. So I asked him, I said, man, like, you all right? Like, he like, man, since I was a little, like, since little, that's how they been raised. Like, you get up in the morning, you train, this, that, and the third, and then you start your day. But your day include whatever it is, what I'm saying? The day, God. But so imagine a female with this type of mentality. No, I don't know if that's what she was doing or not, but she was way more at it than other females, though. Cause like, we dated in high school and stuff like that, but it was different, bro. Like, it wasn't. I thought
everybody was experiencing. I thought we had a normal high school.
No,
I didn't know that till I got in, till I started working.
Man, not at all, bro. Not at all, bro. Like, when I left there, structure left my life when I left Curtis.
Y'all really did walk 2 miles to practice. Y'all really did leave the high school and walk to the lower school.
Unless you had a car. Well, see, I had a truck for a while. I used to be able to give a lot of people a ride. But yeah, man, if you couldn't catch one of them buses down there to the lower school or whatever, you had to walk or run or, whatever. You had to get there, though, by a certain time or you was late and you about to be running around the gym now. You know what I'm saying? But Aaron, that made us go hard, that had us in very good shape, and our minds was focused. You know what I'm saying? My mind was focused, bro. Like, real talk. I was a junior national All-American in basketball leaving Giant Curtis, bro. Believe it or not. I was in the Who's Who in Sports Log 2001, 2002. I was going to go to Winston-Salem, but they ended up recruiting violations for that period of time. I think from 04, 05 to 2007, they had some type of recruiting violation. But they ended up going on to win championships, and that's a different conversation, totally different. Now I met Coach GW. I think it was his name, JW. But I met the coach from Winston-Salem at the competition, and Kendrick couldn't go because he expelled. I don't know if you remember that. Our junior Kendrick, he got into the school year too. He got from school, and they made him complete school. And at the low, remember he had to go to elementary school for like the last night. Yeah. For real, like, and he missed out on that opportunity
because he got expelled. I knew that.
So Kendrick probably really went deep like that if he would have made it to the competition, bro. Just his size and how he was performing at the time.
Yeah, like, he jump out of the gym.
Man, Kendrick was just a physical specimen. Kendrick actually had a scholarship to Indiana for football and didn't even play high school football. That's how nice he was. See, when we was coming up, like at the how you say at the park, how the Landrys might have been.
Yeah.
Kendrick was one of them cats, like probably still holds certain records and shit like that in park ball. His son cutting up now. You say you got 4 kids, man. You got athletes, or you got?
No, man. And they young. I got an older son that live in California, and I got a stepson that play ball at Patterson. He a senior, and my older
Patterson
son is a freshman. Patterson is out there in St. Mary Parish. Is out there in St. Mary Parish. You ain't. I mean, all through the bottom half of this good state. We about
to get into that coaching journey, man. What was the first school you coached at? White Castle was the first school?
No, I was assistant for about 6 years first, and then I got to White Castle. But White Castle was the first head coaching job, man.
You was an assistant at first.
Shoot, I was a little bit everywhere. I was Donaldsonville, then I went to. I'm telling you, bro, every 2-3 years, I was trying to find a way to be a head coach, man. I was interviewing for OC jobs, this, that, and I just ain't want to let nothing stop me because I was like, man, I'm seeing, the coaches that I know and that I trust, but then I'm seeing the other coaches. I'm like, man, people ain't out here looking out for these kids, trying to get them nowhere. People ain't, so I'm like, I can't just work for everybody. But no, I was at Donaldsonville, moved around, been to St. James, South Platte, but I was in Lake Charles at Washington Marion, and I was working for just different people trying to network.
Wasn't that somebody we used to have to run into them in the playoffs, huh?
Yeah, they had Big Nate Livins and all of them, boy. They had some girls over there.
Them boys was country and fast. I remember Washington Marion, dog.
Fast. Everybody was fast to us. I was like, are we just slow? Like, we be running all the time.
Nah, man. Them dudes, like, people say what they want, but J Rock used to make sure that he went found some talent to play against.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? I remember
Walker had them 3 dudes went to the NFL, remember? Craig Davis and all them
3 wide receivers. It was 2 wide receivers in the DB, huh?
Yep, Craig, David, and Darryl. Craig, Bo Lester used to be out there playing with them too.
Bo Lester played football?
Yes.
What position he was?
Milton. Yeah, Milton.
That was Milton played wide receiver for them.
Triple.
That dude, bro. See, he jumped, man. Bo Lester dunked on Carnell at Old Perry Walker, dog, and I just wanted to leave. I wanted the game to be over. Say, bro, the man caught the ball at the 3-point line and bounced the ball one time. And Carnell, for whatever reason, jumped. Man, this man stupid. Man, that man jumped past this man. I said, damn, it's going to be a long game.
Hey, bro.
All right.
I didn't realize how good we was at Curtis.
Say, bro,
even playing basketball, you never went in the gym just thinking you might have been like, something, this might not go our way. But like you never went like scared.
I was crazy, Aaron. You gotta understand. I went in there feeling like we couldn't lose to nobody.
But, hey,
even when we was getting blown out, like even in the early years, huh?
I ain't gonna say that, but that's like Curtis matched that. Like if you felt that way coming, you was like, okay, this match, I could be here, you know. Yeah. But man, look, coaching now, coaching.
See, that's looking at it from a different standpoint. I didn't coach before. I didn't coach before. I coached Biddy. I coached AAU basketball. I even coached Joe at AAU. Joe, Brandon Smith. That's crazy. Both of those young men gone, bro. And both of them, was promising. I knew Joe was going to NFL though, and when I first seen him, he was like 8 years old playing football at Lincoln, man. Bro, I'm serious. Him and Johnny Thiel was playing together. Man, I seen the little dude. It was one thing to see them doing their thing, right?
Yeah.
So they come up, my little brother, little Darryl, shout out D Barnes. D Barnes always, he come up with them. So we talking to everybody after the game and stuff like that. So I'm meeting all these little dudes. Man, them little dudes took their helmets off, bro. And like they shoulder pads and stuff. And I'm like, damn. They were like,
Dog, it was like in 4th grade. Him, Tank, Nearman.
They were ready already, dog.
I was like, who is
they? They were ready already.
They talking about us.
Yeah, that little age bracket was serious, bro. That little age bracket was serious. Ryan Paraloo. See, Paraloo was at Curtis when I came.
All of them boys was in the same class.
Bro.
I keep telling people we had more talent leave than stayed.
That's a fact. Jericho. All them left. Jericho Nelson.
All
Yeah,
of them left.
shout out. I
You
call
could
it
take,
necklace.
you could take all of them and get your own team and you'll beat our teams.
And you'll beat a lot of teams for sure. But all right, so you finally make your way into head coaching, and you say White Castle is just the first team to give you a head coaching position.
Yeah, I interviewed there. I actually went there to be the OC, and then the head coach got into some drama. You know, he choked the kid.
Oh man, Bobby Knight.
Can't choke the people.
Yeah, he went Bobby. Those days been past.
Them days gone. Like, so
keep your hands off them people, kids, man.
You know.
I mean, they got some kids like myself. Like I could have understood a coach choking me back in the day. Real talk. Not really, but I would have understood because I didn't press the lie of them. Like I put Coach K. I love him, bro. I put that dude to the real test, for real. Yeah, for real. And he passed though. K was a good dude, bro. No matter if people liked him or not, Coach K was a good dude. He was a damn good coach. He just had his way of going about it.
Yeah. And that's every coach. That's every coach to a certain extent, you know. But
what's your approach to recruiting, eh?
Huh?
What's your approach to recruiting? Do you do your own recruiting or
in both instances of recruiting for the program, like we do a packet as far as getting them to college. We do a prospect sheet. We do everything that all the big schools do. And the other thing we do is we try to be as welcoming as we can to any school that come. Like, I mean, if it's giving you a Coke, if it's getting you something to eat, if it's, we just try to do whatever we can, because at the end of the day, my whole program is championships and scholarships is what I constantly say, so they kind of understand, dude, if we win a championship, that it's going to stay here with me. It's going to be at the school. If I leave the school, I can't take the championship trophy with me.
Right.
So
it stays in the program
here. But the scholarship, that's going to be something you might be able to use for the rest of your life with that degree or whatever it may be. So we take an active approach with that. I do name a coach like a recruiting coordinator type and ask him to do stuff, if I can't get to it. But we definitely try to do it that. And just let coaches kind of like the league almost, like how the league let college coaches kind of have a run of the roofs all season.
Yeah.
Kind of do the same thing. Like I take the JT approach. I try to roll that red carpet out for them.
That's why I asked that, because I really wanted to know how much of that teaching do you bring with you? You know what I'm saying? How much of that did you bring with you to UCLA and carrying over into now your coaching career? How much of that Curtis upbringing and teaching?
You bring as much as people willing to accept, because you played there too, so you kind of understand. Like a lot of times, they tell you how, like other people tell you how JT doing it, and you like, did I go to Curtis or you?
Hey, bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I had so many. I didn't listen to people tell me, bro, that they literally pass retarded people. They I'm like, man, I went to school with motherfuckers that think. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like bro. I took Coach Rob, like, I had teachers like Coach Rob and shit, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I challenge anybody to just go over there, bro, and see it for themselves, dog. Cause I'm from the hood, and they had people who went there, and my big brother was like, nah, man, we're going to EJ, and so on and so forth. But these dudes was actual studs in football. Like both of my brothers, one was a quarterback, one was an old lineman. You know what I'm saying? But street shit, that's what got us. You know what I'm saying? But to move past what we were saying, I wanted to know how much of that you bring with you. And my next question was going to be, how accepted is it? Because I never been around to this day, bro. I never been around a program like that.
The things that they do that separate them are the things people, like you say, really don't want to accept. So when you constantly, like, they don't understand, we constantly hitting this battle because you're not accepting what you think you accept. Yes, they'll have extreme rules for certain things.
Right.
Well, that's why people stayed in line, because you couldn't do that.
Right.
Like, you legit, like, you could not be on the football team and miss practice. That did not happen.
No.
And there was someone in the school waiting for your pads. Like, they was gonna take their crack at it at least. Like,
thanks.
But it is I'm talking about everybody, and people think just because it's a Christian school you didn't have certain things.
But everybody was in the band and played football.
Dude, I'm talking about, except for guys that was openly did not want to be a part of football. You know the type of guys we're talking about?
Yeah.
Them the only dudes never tried. Everybody else,
Gave
I'm
it a
like,
crack.
man, Craig Forsythe was an old lineman. Then this boy was the manager. Now he's a beekeeper.
He the what?
This
He a
shit
what?
different, man.
He
Everybody
a what?
took a chance. Huh?
You say he's a what?
He was a manager. Then he was he was a old lineman.
Yeah,
then
I remember
he was
that.
manager. Now he's a beekeeper. I seen him at White Castle. He was the beekeeper for the district.
The
He was
beekeeper.
like we had bees somewhere. He was coming to distract the bees. I was like, no, let's kill him. Okay. That's what we doing today. Yes.
Craig Forsythe, bro. Man, when the last time you talked to Big Fred though? Fred Holmes, bro.
Man, not too long ago. Fred in college now. I think he had like Northern Iowa.
North Texas.
He was no, he just left North Texas. He went somewhere.
He left
else.
North Texas?
Yeah. He but you know he a SID guy. But Big Fred, man, Chris and Fred, we got to LA, man. Everybody took their different paths type thing, man.
Chris
LA,
Johnson or Chris Jackson?
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, Big Chris.
Yeah.
All right.
Chris
yeah, he went to UCLA too, right?
Yep, still out there in San Diego. See, that business part of it, I wasn't.
What?
You see, that's the problem with the business of sports for athletes and people like us.
Break it down because they need to hear this.
The business of sports, whenever it hits you, it will shake you. And it'll probably make you quit playing. But what's gonna happen is it hits everybody at a different level. Like Seth Curry has still never hit the business of sports. LeBron will never hit it.
Explain that. Explain what you. I get what you're saying, but explain what you're saying so they know what you're saying.
All right. So what I'm saying is the phenomenal athletes we see at the top level, those guys are still being accepted for their game. They're still getting the opportunity to play. They get to mess up. They get to get back. It's not that one and done.
It's just about that. Yeah. All right.
Who is a not like we talked about prototypical size. When I got to college, I was a one and done size guy. So whenever I made one mistake, you done. You ain't playing this week. You might not play this year. You know what I'm saying? But when you a 6'9" offensive lineman, you might mess up every day. You 6'9" though, like we gonna play you. So what I'm saying is not bashing anybody or being salty or nothing. I'm just saying, same way if I get a kid that runs 4.5 in high school, I'm gonna give him way more chances than a kid that runs 5 flat. And like I said, changing my philosophy, that's why I change it. Cause I'm not a big old lineman, and I didn't learn that until I got to college. The business shook me when I got there. I learned. I was like, oh, wait a minute. And now looking back, I'm like, I might have messed up in high school and got more chances than a guy.
Right. Because you was the big dude.
I didn't hit it, tell us, but that's what happened to dudes like LaShawn McCoy. He mad at Eric Bieniemy. LaShawn ain't the athlete he used to be. So now the business hitting him. Now you got to block. Now you got to, you know, and he ain't with that. So he done. You know, that's what I'm saying. And people get told, we tell kids to have confidence, but confidence and honesty is different. Like that kid need to understand he might not be the best point guard. He might not be the best quarterback. He might because if you find a position you fit, you can increase your athletic career.
Right.
You know?
Instead of trying to force something that don't fit, and not like you say, the kid run into the flat out business of the situation, and now he discouraged from even balling anymore.
Shit, cause I was trying to play quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And we all
you trying to play quarterback at Curtis?
For real.
I must have missed that, huh?
It was right before you got there. It was like 8th grade year.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it was like 8th grade year.
How they broke it to you? How did they tell it to you?
Man,
let you try out?
Coach, them people put me in a whole varsity game. Them people there is wild, man. Let me tell you the difference between them and everybody else. They know one thing. If they get in your mind, and when they talk to you, you really hear what they say, they got you. So they make sure that especially when we was coming through, the Coach Jerry's, the Leons, the Robs, Coach Court, man, them dudes would get in your head. Like they didn't have to yell at you. When they spoke, you heard it.
I mean, but not to cut you off, we was, like I said though, like I was around some mature kids. Now y'all, how many years did you actually go to Curtis?
7.
You went to Curtis 7 years, so you was like 3 years in when I met you.
Yeah,
and that explains a lot, because like you understood the culture of the school, how you were supposed to move. You was one of them people who used to look at me like, nigga, what you doing? Like, because I was different. You know what I'm saying? I was a little bit different. And you was one of them,
Sam
yeah,
over
you
there
was a
telling
little
jokes, man. You don't chill out. You don't chill out, man. They don't like that around here. Look, I'm hitting you like some of them cartoon shows. Boss ain't gonna like that. Boss,
I learned though, bro, and I did, bro. I learned to love those people, dog. What was a situation in coaching when you was like, damn, this gonna be a fight right here, but it's worth. I mean, they all worth it. But what was one of them situations you was like, God damn.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Transitioning into the public world and realizing that all kids not gonna make it home. I've had some kids, get involved in some things, and I got 2 kids right now, on trial and stuff. Like, man, I got a kid went to sentence, and he did the crime. I mean, he murdered that person, but it's just like it humbled me. And not saying that this gonna be a fight, but it just humbled me because it's just like, man, there's those kids, then there's kids that come to you in the drug thing, and they this and that, and it's realizing, man, these kids out here really going through life, like,
yeah, on a big level.
And they 15, 16, and they making decisions that I wouldn't make at 36. So I'm like,
bro, I got a lot of partners I grew up with. Like I was my partner Oliver. He been down 16 years for a murder, and he got like 9 more years left. But we was talking, and he was like, "Man, I'm proud of you, dog." And this and that. I was like, "Dog, the only difference between us was," and I used to see this coming up because I had Buddy and my mom, in the same house. They had the business thriving at the time. Like my life was different. I was in the hood, but I had those moments where I was out of the hood.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? So certain pressures that they had, I had them, but I didn't have to give in to them.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? I had my 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours at Curtis and all those activities going on. By the time I got home, I was too tired to go get into the rest of the stuff my partners was getting into. You feel what I'm saying? My best friend, I was graduating from high school. He was going up the road to do like 8 years, like fresh. He never graduated high school. He got his diploma upstate. I saw him actually in jail the week he was about to take his test to get his GED. Though we were both in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, that's a totally different conversation, bro. Like I done been through a lot of things I put myself through. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Just not dealing with the pressures of life, right? But when I left high school, by the time I lost the little opportunity with Winston-Salem, I found out that same week that my son was conceived. Like, his mom was pregnant with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now here go, like you say, adult decision that got to be made. 18, 19 years old, fresh out of high school, just got my first job. JT, shout out to JT. My first job was with MGM Construction, Mr. Mike Moscow and them. I know you know the Moscows, and you know what I'm saying? That was my first job, bro. My first gig. You know what my job was? Filling up the water coolers and riding around with Mr. Mike.
Damn.
That was my job, and I quit. You feel what I'm saying? Because in my mind, that wasn't enough money and it wasn't fast enough. You see what I'm saying? And why some people in my neighborhood make thousands of dollars, in a day for years. So I'm about to go be stupid and do that. But that's, like I said, that's another show, another conversation, bro. So you run into a different type of kid now, and now you seeing what, damn, coaching has a whole nother level to it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because you got to think, and it's funny that you said you had a baby on the way out of school. Man, I didn't even mess with girls like that. No whole high school 4 years.
Facts, focused. I was around y'all, though.
Like,
I didn't get y'all either. I was like, man, these niggas crazy.
I didn't even have time. Right. Remember, I was in the abstinence club. I was president of the abstinence club.
I wasn't gonna break it up, dog.
No, man. Listen. I tell people all the time, I'm that dude that always got an angle, bro. I was I just wanted to get out of school. Then I was like, I want to get out of school. 2, I was like, dude, my mama was even mad at me at that. She was like, "What you doing? What?" I was like, oh man, I'm getting out of school.
Man, you forget about stuff like that, though. The abstinence club, bro. How
the
the hell?
club.
Where did that come from, though?
It was a state program.
Okay, all right.
They actually They actually used to like pay for people to come and like do different things and stuff.
Hey, I did a lot of activities. I used to contemplate going to get in it, but I knew I didn't qualify.
Listen, I wouldn't even worry about nobody's qualifications. I was the president. We was out of school. We was out of school because they like that. Like I know they had some people that didn't listen because they had us housed in so many hotels and it was on the honor, so it was crazy.
Man, that probably was the wildest people in the world. The abstinence club. Man, that's crazy, bro. You might need 100%. To implement something like that at the school that you're at, bro. You know, get the rates down a little bit. You know, listen, that's a lost cause these days, huh?
And my thing with these kids nowadays is I don't be wanting like kids say so many things and lie on so many people nowadays to where I'm like, bro, I'm not about to sit in here and be the guy that get caught up in that. You know?
Scared to even get too close, bro. Ain't that sad, bro?
Like and the boys and girls and all of them, I don't trust none of them.
Advice to any young coaches coming up, bro. Cause you still a young man, but like I said though, you was groomed to be a coach while you was at Curtis. I don't know if you were paying attention to that or not, but you was a mature cat though at a young age, bro, when it came to the sports and stuff like that. But some advice to a youngster though coming into coaching on that topic you was just speaking on.
Your work, like with the things you do and the knowledge you have of the game, will come out a lot more if you stop worrying about titles and all of that kind of deal and just coach your crew. Like if I walk into an AAU game, you the third coach on the bench in basketball, and you just coaching forwards. But I might be able to see that that's the best well-coached, prepared position on the floor just by you coaching the heck out your group. And I might be there looking for a next head coach. You see what I'm saying? So you don't necessarily have to walk up the ladder, but they got to start doing a better job of doing the job they have. You know, a lot of these young coaches, man, they just want to be a head coach. They'll quit working at a East Jeff or Bonneville, go start an AAU team, and feel like that qualifies them to be the next head coach at West Jeff. And you just like, but
excuse me 1 second, bro. Shout out to the Bonneville Bruins, bro, basketball program, dog. Head coaches over there, Coach Micah, bro, and Coach Jeremy Johnson, the assistant, but they doing a great job back there with them kids, bro. I just wanted to say that. My bad.
No, they won a state championship like a year ago or 2 years ago. So.
They doing a great job back there with them kids, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Like whoever's Micah's assistant, you just said his name. I don't know off the top of my head.
Jeremy Johnson.
Jeremy. Yeah. But like this thing, he doing a great job where he at. So somebody is gonna hire him as a head coach. But this is the issue. He got to put it out there too that he's willing to leave, because a lot of people gonna be like, well, why would he come to my school when he can stay at Bonneville and them boys on a tear? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, which what he might want to do for a few more years, and we don't know.
Yeah, but but that's what I'm saying. If I had to give advice to the young coaches, man, do a great job where you're at. People are always looking for coaches and stuff. And then at the end of the day, just be genuine with the kids, man. Kids are gonna be your resume more than any games or anything like that. Like, do stuff for the kids, bro. Spend the money on the kids. Take them places. Coach, and this is number one, coach, they don't know how to act. That's not my job. Man, if they don't know how to act, you ain't teaching them how to act.
You ain't coaching them right.
If it ain't your job, then nothing ain't your job. Like, think about the stuff we used to see coaches out there doing, whether it's cooking lunches,
man.
Caves.
See, bro, but that was coaches that we was around. That's the program that we was around. I don't know how every program going about their business. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying give that advice to them, because, like you said, a lot of them might just want that title or that legacy, as head coach such and such, but not forgetting about that team player. All right, this how I knew Coach K was a real good coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could have averaged 25 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? But would that have really made Curtis a better team if Kendrick wasn't getting no touches? If Biko Paris couldn't touch the ball and drop his 30?
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Now I could impact the game more at 12 and 10 with 4 or 5 steals. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we winning. Coach K got me to understand that. Well, like, Sam, you know, I know you could pretty much take anybody one-on-one, but what about the other 4 players? You feel what I'm saying? You're a pretty good passer. You see the floor very well. This is why I want you at the point. But you got to understand the full concept of the team. You got to be able to play your position. I promise you, if you play your position, not only are you going to shine, but we're going to win. And he was right. And you know, we started winning. Like I said, I finished as a junior national All-American, but we just had a program that was in the rebuilding stage at the time. I was undersized, so on, so you know, everything that could have been on the left side was pretty much on the left side. You know what I'm saying? So, like, where we went, bro, and the people that we was coached by, it played a huge part, and that might be the big gap in, you know, like you said, the talent and stuff that we was up against. Like, I don't really think it compare. Like, somebody was trying to tell me that Leonard was better than Joe. Like, you know,
not even close. Not even close.
I didn't want to have that argument because I didn't want to disrespect the work that a man putting in. You feel what I'm saying?
People don't understand that you can't make that comparison to anybody. Like, I don't get in the LeBron MJ debate.
It's too far of a generational gap.
Yeah. In my era, if you 30, 40, you my age,
right,
bro, MJ your GOAT. If LeBron is our age, right. I can't like so. But I'm saying that the whole situation is just, bro. Joe McKnight, Leonard Fournette was trying to be Joe McKnight,
right? Just like a lot of cats that came after him was, you know, because he was like that, though.
But they got these young cats today, they're going to say Leonard Fournette, and I'm okay with that because that's their era.
Right. That's what they was able to see.
I talk about a guy named Horace Raymond. He from this area. I saw him as a little kid. You don't know nothing about no Horace Raymond. Like,
I don't know nothing about him.
Let's just keep it real, man. It's all about who you see and how you see them dominate the game. It's not about...
Man, I was able to see Tony Converse, Benny Lee, Joe McKnight, Kendrick Grayson. I was able to see Leonard. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out, bro. Ryan Paralleau. You know, I'm talking about in person.
Yeah.
I didn't saw these people get on. And Joe was the best, dog.
Nah, Joe McKnight, listen.
He really,
I knew that nigga was good.
That's just an honest opinion.
Listen. We was doing something at the high school. I can't remember what. And I somehow ended up on defense. And somehow he ended up with the ball. But at one point, I remember having to tackle him one time. And we were younger. Like, he was like in 6th grade or some shit. We were younger. And I'm 100% sure I did not tackle him.
Right.
But I felt the strength of him. Like, he either ran away from me or, you know, like, I mean, he wasn't no slow nigga. Like, let's not, like, he was running different. People just to run into you. Like, he like whatever move was required, that's what you got.
He was different.
Your ass ran away from you or over you, but whatever was required, that's what you got.
And he had it in the arsenal.
So I grabbed this nigga, and like he's running away from me, so I don't really get a good grasp. You know, like he runs out of my grasp. But I'm like, that little nigga
strong, bro.
And I felt that twice. Once with him and once with Ryan Paralleau.
Hey, I'm gonna say this about Paralleau. They arguing in the gym one day, and he was like, "Nigga, I could jump from that." And Coach Tommy like, "Don't, like, you know, we don't want to see you do it." Man, let's do a jump from the free throw line, bro. And he was in like 8th grade, 7th grade, something like that.
Coach, let me tell you.
I done seen, like, you know, Curtis, like, really watch this.
Him leaving Curtis was by far, in my opinion, the dumbest decision ever.
Hey, bro.
But because of this.
Johnny Tell too.
Because of this. But Johnny really was stupid. Johnny, Ryan didn't want to start. Ryan felt like he should have started as a freshman, which I get because he was a uber talent.
But
Ryan,
go ahead.
You got to realize who was in front of you and what were they able to accomplish.
Right.
Like you sitting behind, and you're not even sitting, because if Ryan Paralleau's on the team, he's gonna get on the field somewhere.
Right, he'll go play.
But this kid, like Chris Jackson, like this dude going to LSU, this dude, this. So my thing is, it's not like we're gonna lose a game or lose the state championship. So it's different. Like, if now, no offense to none of the other guys, but if it's Blake Couch, I get it. He's not a recruit. He's not.
Right.
He's just a guy that's playing quarterback with you.
Blake.
But, I mean, Like really though? Like
he wanted to start over Chris. I remember that.
Learn the shit. Like, cause ain't nobody dropping back and throwing 50 passes anyway.
Say it, but I ain't gonna lie to you though. I seen a lot of people quit.
That dude, though.
Hey, I seen a lot of people quit, lead the team, get into it with coaches and shit like that. But that was one of the ones that had him quiet for a minute. Like when he left, they was like, you know, you could feel it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what saved them on him? He never played in our division.
Right. That would have hurt.
Like he not like when he went to 5A. When he was to 5A, everybody's like,
They played against Johnny though. I remember. I think they played against Johnny one year.
The problem about Johnny was Johnny showed that mentally he wasn't the guy.
I can see that.
You see what I'm saying? Like to really just be reading the offense and doing all the stuff he needed to do, he just mentally wasn't the guy. So it wasn't nothing against Johnny. It just he really couldn't handle it. You know, he
wasn't ready.
No, and that's all JT them used to be telling him. Now Ryan, on the other hand, that was a bad situation. If Ryan's year would have been Johnny's year,
right, that'd have been a totally different story. Right.
Totally different story.
And that would have been a crazy team, bro. But like the thing I hated about Johnny leaving is I know how well him and Joe played together. And that just would have been beautiful to watch. You know what I'm saying? Cause remember that freshman year, that state championship, their freshman year, you got to see a glimpse of that. You know.
See, here's the problem. Joe and Johnny wasn't getting the same treatment that Joe got.
No, cause he wasn't responding the same way.
Johnny still wanted to be Johnny, and Joe was a company guy.
But see, Joe is
Joe. Man, let me tell you something. But the McKnights. You can't tell me nothing but them people. Them people know, bro. You can't tell me nothing but them people. Look, I'll be on that just like everybody. That's my friend. I've been knowing him a year and he wouldn't do it.
Right. Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Them people not playing. So, but that's it's so easy, bro, because people it's so think about all the people you saw get scholarships. Man, we be at schools, kids ain't signed a scholarship in 20 years.
That shit crazy.
If it wasn't 5 people, it wasn't nothing. Like y'all felt cheated. Y'all basketball players, y'all felt cheated.
Hey, bro. They had a lady ask me one time, like, now we clearly got on a uniform that said Patriots. She said, what school are you from? I looked at her. I said, oh, bitch, I'm about to get y'all 30. Are you serious? Like, you know, but they had people who didn't even think we had a basketball team, bro.
Cool. I'm talking about people be asking me, y'all was an all-boys school? All-boys school. And not only do we have girls, like some of them was kind of cute.
There was a lot of them was. And they were athletic and smart. And you know what I'm saying? They didn't have children and shit. Shit crazy.
No, I'm trying to tell them. I'm like, bro, y'all not even understanding. Like, you couldn't even step to every girl at my high school. You had to be somebody to say what's up.
They was focused, dog. They knew they knew who they was. They knew, and they all had something going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like Joe, them like, man, it wasn't all that. And like, what? Nigga, I got practice. Talking about, talk to you later. You know what I'm saying? But that was a different type of Coach Christian than one. You know,
yes,
it was different, bro. Like, I don't see that going on no more. Like,
no, man, I be trying to institute it at these schools. Man,
you ever coached against anybody you played against?
Yeah, man, I done coached against.
Who you ran into?
I done had them boys from Baker. From Baker Buffaloes our junior year. We beat them 30-0. Coach
yeah.
Man, them niggas, dog, they still salty about that. It's so funny because you only remember the people you lose to.
Right.
So I don't remember a lot.
That's all you lost to was what their name was?
No, Escambia.
O'Perry
Walker, and Escambia, Walker, and Carr once.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Lost the Carr in a playoff game or something, huh?
No.
No, it was a regular season game and came back and smashed them in the playoffs.
I lost 2 state championships and won 2. I ain't lose no playoffs.
Yeah. Y'all played them in the regular season and lost. It was raining that night.
Yes, 20-0.
Yeah,
we beat them. Yeah. They be so mad because I bring up the 20-0 game, they bring up the 33-0 game.
33-0.
We beat them in the playoffs the same year, 33-0.
Oh, all right. I was about to say they didn't beat y'all 33-0.
We beat them. They beat us 20-0. So I'm always like, shit. You can have your 20 points back. I still got your 13-0 twice. What up?
That's the year that didn't that school have a running back that was like 20 years old that y'all had lost to?
No. We played Brandon Jacobs, but nobody wasn't 20, man.
Who? No,
Brandon Jacobs.
That was a playoff game too at EJ, huh?
Yeah.
I remember that nigga big. Boy, he was about 6'5", huh? That was a big.
Huge. That nigga huge.
He was like Carnell size playing running back.
Look, we probably was that nigga. Oh man,
boy, Carnell size playing running back, dog.
For real. Dog, when Carnell played, first off.
The grape ape.
Well, leaving out the greatest John Curtis Patriot of all time.
Who that?
Craig Wilson.
Craig Wilson, bro.
He was the greatest Patriot of all time.
Bro, I don't know how we left Toe out of this shit. So I've been knowing Toe and his brother Byron since I was a little kid, right?
Whatever happened to Byron?
Bro, that's another story. Byron rapping and shit. But yeah, he ended up going to Grace King, and but he cool. Like, he doing good. Last time I seen him, he was doing pretty good. But I hear Coach talking about the dude named Toe. Yeah, man, you should know Toe's from around your area and blah blah blah. I'm like, who the fuck is Toe? And I see Craig. Now, the last time I had seen Craig, always had size on him, but you know how he was at Curtis. Man, I was like, I said, Craig, man, why they call you Toe? So he give me the whole little rundown on that or whatever. I was like, boy, thought them dudes were so crazy. But that's the type of nigga I was in the locker room with as a freshman. Him and Carnell and shit. I'm like, man, I'm going to the JV locker room, man. I ain't even about yeah, nigga like Bayham walk around that bit butt naked with a book bag on. You know what I'm saying? Some Timberland boots. I'm like, this dude wear Timberlands. If he ain't got on some cleats, he got on Timberlands. I'm like, man, what the fuck is this nigga from? Like, you know what I'm saying? This nigga built like a 25-year-old man, dog. He was in high school.
But nobody knew. Listen, it's just like the kids under you thought you was a big dog. Like, like we didn't even know we all thought we was kids still. Right.
Shit, to them dudes, we was. See that graduating class that was there when we was like freshmen and sophomores and stuff, bro. Them dudes was like grown-ups. Like they was different.
Like Danny Whip Brown and all of them.
Bro, them dudes walk around there with full beards, dog. Like I can understand why people thought something was in the water over there or something like that. But them dudes were just some big old youngsters. I go back and
look at some of them pictures. I'm like, damn, I look the same way I do now.
Right now, that's how you looked at them when I first met you. You didn't have the connection. You had these big sideburns, dog. I was like, man, they gonna have a beard next year. Man. For real, bro. So you're in high school coaching. How many championships you done got under your belt?
Man, I made one appearance. I got 5 years. I'm trying to find a way to get back, man. It's a lot harder on this side of it,
right?
But
what's the biggest challenge in coaching in general?
The biggest, I'd say, man, just getting parents on your side. Because once you get the parents on your side and they're willing to allow the kids to do, like whether it's going to practice, going to camp, whatever you decide that you're gonna make your program run, you got to sell that to that parent. Because at Curtis, we went to a place where everybody parents, even though they didn't know each other, kind of agreed with what should be done. So they all paid this money and sent them to this place. I got the general public.
Right.
So they got a lot of people coming. My football ain't gonna help my child do nothing in life. I don't know what you talking about. And I'm thinking to myself,
football might be the only thing.
Man, this kid get a scholarship. Then I'll be looking at him and they'll be like, well, I ain't gonna let him go play it. I'm like, baby, if they paying for it, I don't care if it's in wherever. Let him go play for 4 years, get a degree, and then he come back. Like dude, they don't understand that all the scholarship does is release your child from financial burdens for 4 years.
Right.
Like, Sam, imagine if we could go back in time to 2004 in May. And I say, look, Sam, you don't have to worry about money at all for the next 4 to 5 years. You pick 4 or 5. We're going to send you to Idaho, but you ain't going to have to worry about money. All your food's going to be taken care of, clothes, everything.
Like you said, this might be his first time in life he can actually just focus on ball.
You see what I'm saying? And they don't understand. That's what they're saying no to. They're not saying no to nothing else. They saying no to that financial burden because and people still tell me now, well, my child got a 25, they're gonna get tops. They still gonna have a financial burden though. That don't pay everything.
It's not a full scholarship.
You know what I'm saying? When I showed up to LA, I've never given UCLA a dime.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
What you got a degree in, big dog?
I got my degree in history. And you know,
Coach Rob, huh? Coach Rob, huh?
Man, I'm still in school, man. I'm writing my dissertation right now.
Do you teach at school?
I teach PE now. I used to teach social studies. That's pretty good.
You a Coach Rob for real?
I was the equipment manager.
Damn.
Before I was the head coach, I was really Coach Rob. I used to wear the little bow ties and everything. It was great. It was great.
Coach Rob, man. Coach Rob still around?
No, man. I was a pallbearer in his funeral.
You serious?
I'm dead serious.
Rest in
he
peace,
died the
Coach
year
Rob,
before
bro.
he died in the summer. He died in June.
Yeah.
And then I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years later, I went to the
he
died out living in Lake Charles.
You was one of his favorites, bro. I'm glad you was able to be there for that, dog. Like
I definitely, though, we kept in touch. We used to talk all the time. Like,
yeah,
it was. That relationship was genuine. It was not.
I paid attention to all, Aaron. Believe it or not, see, that's one thing about me. Like I'm, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I pay close attention to people around me just based on how I grew up. Like I you know, being through certain stuff, going through certain stuff, make you, you know what I'm saying, for better or for worse. You know what I'm saying. But that's one thing I paid attention to is the relationships that you had built around there and the way that you carried it with everybody. Like I said, I learned politics in high school, bro. Just watching people move the right way, like you say, like you was a company man. You got
to. Listen, I'm like, cause, and I tell my kids this today on the sneak. I be like, look, bro, they gonna choose one. They're gonna choose 2, 3. They're gonna choose as many let themselves get chose. So what you gotta understand is you not selling out, you not doing nothing wrong, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna be able to help somebody. Like somebody going, like right now I'm in a position where I get to hire coaches.
Right.
So now, I mean, they gotta do right with their opportunity, but like if I don't ever get to that opportunity, how can I extend that hand and say, hey, come work at Morgan City High? Shoot, you know Big Willie Allen. You ever heard of him?
Willie Allen?
Yeah, he younger than us. He 2012, John Curtis. He my old line coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably have to see him.
Man, you know who I'd hired for a little while? Raheem.
Raheem who?
Alim.
I don't know who that is, bro.
Yeah, you do. Oh man, like Chad Jones' brother. No, I play as the frat and everything. I play as the frat.
Oh, what that boy name was? Al Jones.
Yeah, you stupid.
His name Raheem Alim. No. I was just trying to picture him. Big red, kind of, you know. Yeah. All right. Him and his brother left. They ended up on the same note. Yeah, I wasn't saying that to disrespect him. I was just trying to really place who he is, because Chad was just the little brother, the DB.
Yeah.
And he played like D and a linebacker or something like that. Right?
Yep.
All right. I remember him though. That's what he changed his name to, Raheem Alim. He was still at LSU, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. He doing well.
So
trying to do the right thing, man.
That didn't work out?
No, it just like just different situations and different places, you know. Right now he need to be in the city, so he had to go back to the city. But I mean, it's just my thing is just somebody got to go there to open the door to allow other people to come to make things acceptable. You know,
everybody can't stand and lean, bro. That's the thing about it. Everybody can't hold the wall up. Somebody gotta, like you said, somebody gotta go put their head in there, put their chest on the line, and like it ain't easy. Like people think, bro, private school and just think ultimate privilege. It's the opposite. Like it's about earning that. Like you got to earn that. Like it's about discipline. Man, you get out of line over there, it's over for you.
Over.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like that was the most in line I had ever been in my life, bro. And it was it was willingly after a while. At first, I bucked the system. You know what I'm saying? At first, I bucked because, like, you know, I just was used to other shit. But like by the time I was in 8th grade, going into 9th grade at Curtis, 7th and 8th grade, I went to First Baptist Christian School, and that slowed me all the way down. I had like 12 people in my class. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that slowed life. I went from Bunche school to having like 30-something people in my class. We all tripping to being at a private school with a Christian, you know, based curriculum.
Ain't nobody tripping.
They looking at me like, sir, listen, we're not even about to kick you out. We about to pray for you. You tripping. Like, you go get with this. You know what I'm saying? That's how these people was. And they won me over, dog, like, for real. I ran into the principal's son, but both of her sons at my niece's basketball game, bro. And I was like, man, I apologize. I was like, man, I gave y'all, like, Sammy, you wasn't bad at all, bro. Like, you know, we appreciated you. We had a great time. I was like, man, what? I remember
you was entertaining.
Throwing
you
out.
was entertaining.
I didn't know.
You was entertaining. Like,
I was there Joseph of the day. I was some shit. Huh?
Dog, if you'd have said you wanted to be a comedian, I'd have believed you wholeheartedly. I'd have been like, I guess we're going to Cali together. My nigga can make it. We out here.
What you didn't understand was I was dead serious.
That's why it was so funny.
I was dead serious, bro.
And you know,
I didn't give a damn.
I can't be alone because the people even said you wasn't even bad. Like, nobody thought you was serious.
And they were like, man, Sam, you wasn't that bad, man. We loved having you, man. We just glad we could help you out in this. Cause when I went to First Baptist, I was on probation with the state of Louisiana. Like, I was on probation till I was 18. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the.
Damn.
I was on probation. We got charged with, me and my partner Disco. We got charged with, I want to say, assault and battery or something like, or like maybe. Something to do with assault, you know what I'm saying? But we ended up
beat somebody up.
We whooped somebody's ass or whatever. So we ended up pleading guilty to yeah. So we ended up pleading guilty to like battery or simple battery or something like that. But the nature of the crime involved weapons or some shit like that, they were saying. So they put us on probation till we was kids. And he actually caught a charge at like age 17 or 18 or something like that. And that enhanced his sentencing. They gave him flat time on his first offense as an adult because he had a violent juvenile history. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit played in, you know. Yeah, bro. And God had gave me a chance, you know, to restart my life and everything. And I went deeper into the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, really tripping, Aaron. But like I said, if I was able to explain to you what my life was like away from Curtis, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, you gotta watch me and Terrence. I got a snippet of me and Terrence Jones. Shout out to Terrence. Remember Terrence from Curtis?
Yeah.
He a pastor now at Victory Church.
Seen that. I've been watching both of y'all. I see.
Yeah, man. He be really looking out for me. I got something I gotta promote for him. He got going on next Wednesday and another thing on like the 4th of this month or something like that too. The 4th of July. But I said that to say, Terrence was like, yeah, man. You know, at first I didn't understand, you know, why you used to act the way you did. Until I went to your house. And I was like, what? So when he came to Bunche Village, you know, he got to see, damn, okay, this is why I sound like this. And this nigga is serious. He's not joking. You know what I'm saying? So he started seeing me different. White boy Jeff. Remember Jeff Jeremy?
Yeah.
Jeff used to come around a lot. Jeff used to be in the hood a lot.
Uncle
Dan. Hey, bro. Uncle Dan, dog. I don't know if that man's still living or not, dog, but if he is, bro, salute to him, bro. I told people this man had a pet rat that lived in his house named Master Splinter. People be thinking I'm lying, dog. I done met some characters at that school, bro.
Yeah.
Dog, it took me all the way to my senior year to actually see Splinter. Man, we chilling at Jeff, bro. I swear, dog. We chilling in Jeff's house, bro. We sit down, bro. We about to eat some pizza. And I hear something. This man pull out some of the pizza, dog, and put it on the floor. Like, come here, Splinter, dude. Come here, dude. And the fucking rat come out, bro, and grab the pizza and walks back off, bro. Big ass rat. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Man, this man had a Jack Roush edition Mustang, dog. Fresh out of high school, bro. I used to think Jeff was a drug dealer. Real talk. He had lost his dad and stuff, though. I think his mom had passed away some years back too. I lost touch with Jeff. We was in touch with each other a couple years after high school, but I lost touch with him, Vince, couple of cats. We kept in contact for a couple of years. But like I said, bro, I went one route. Now me and Terrence used to run into each other a lot when he was still, you know, in the streets and whatnot.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I lost touch with everybody.
Bro, that shit was so funny. You could be in the mix, like, and I'm laughing because me and Terry used to ride to school together.
Yeah.
But I'm laughing because I'm like, I'm the most squarest out of square. I'm coming from, you know, Luling in the country.
Right.
You know, 2 parents going to work and shit. But I'm so focused, I'm not even noticing people's lives.
No, you don't see none of that. It's hard. It's hard to see that. Like I say, it's only a couple of people. Like you'll get thrown into somebody's life in a certain way. Like Joe came. We had a basketball tournament over the Mardi Gras break at Country Day, right? So he already riding back and forth with me. So Joe chilling at our house that weekend. My mom and them cooking and shit. Like he's seeing how it's going down. He like, what the fuck, man? Y'all a big family like us. He told my daddy, man, Mr. Buddy, I won't stay here. My dad look. Like, fuck, all right. And that's how Joe started living with us, though. I'm talking about Joe being I get out of, you know, whatever it is I'm doing, and I pull up at the gym, Joe in the gym shooting basketball, you know, like he lived around there, though, for like 2 years. Joe walking back and forth to the store, getting the haircut around, like, you know, it was just I grew up in the hood, and like I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like,
no,
they got like 10 houses back here that I could just walk in and out of. You know what I'm saying? It just was that type of upbringing. But in the process of that, you meet so many different type of people, and like, I hate to say it like this, dog, but some of the worst shit in life is right there in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you become accustomed to. How did you stay away from that? Like, you know what I'm saying? How did you stay away from that as a youngster?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never faked the funk as a youngster. Right. I was one of the few kids where I was like, bro, I don't come from the hood. And not trying to be negative about people who do, just right. You know how some dudes be from a 2-parent household in the suburb, but want to be from Bunche Village. So they like, right. Man, nah, I'm from no nigga, like I mean, you know, I'm not looking down or up. I'm just saying this not you know what I'm saying? So I think the reality of realizing I'm not that hard. Yeah. I'm not that dude. Like I could call my mama and she gonna do this. I could call my and they gonna. So I'm not even gonna sit here in front like I come from a single parent home or like they shot in my neighborhood ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you pretty much didn't have those challenges to go up against.
No, and I didn't go looking for them either though. Like right. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them dudes at Curtis, man. Like, dude, think about it, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Them dudes. That
I peeped them out straight from the gate.
You know, man,
pretty much all of them. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's my thing when I say that. I'm not saying this, that, or that, but I'm like, man, look, I ain't saying I'm no punk. I ain't scared of nobody or nothing like that. But at the same time,
that's just not my life.
You know, like. Yeah, like if my son come to me and say, Dad, I'm hungry, I might say, all right, you want some McDonald's or something like that, go buy it. They got other people that ain't gonna go over that way, man. And that ain't nothing harder, but they gonna experience life different. You know, like when we got to USC, they used to talk about how Joe didn't have a whole bunch of crap in his apartment. And I ain't never used to say nothing, but in my mind, I'm like, because them boys that went to UCLA and USC knew each other once from California. But in my mind, I'm like, Joe, what? You don't know him. Like he doesn't buy all these accessories for no reason. Like what's the, you know, what would have been his purpose spending $5,000 for it to Joe gonna keep his money.
They really don't know, dude, come from nothing.
Right.
Like for real.
You know, and that's the situation that I think too many people on my side where they got a little bit or they, you know, never did come truly from. Yeah. We don't want to be real. We won't be I'm down. Man, get out of here, dude. That's like when I be listening to these I umpire travel baseball. I be listening to all these kids come up the bat talking about young boy. I'm like, man, nigga drop y'all off in South Baton Rouge, y'all will be like, where are we? You know what I'm saying? It's just entertainment to y'all, but them people talking about their life.
I say, bro, when my dad and my mom, my dad had got my grandfather company rather had got a contract to help with the excavation to prepare for the Jazzland right before Jazzland was getting built, right? So they got a pretty big contract. Things started moving in the right direction. So we sold our trailer. My dad bought the properties. Like my dad bought both properties that our house sit on. The house sit on 2 lots.
Gotcha.
So in the process of that, I'm thinking, okay, Pop's getting his bread up. We about to move out the hood. Cause like we went house shopping. Like we all jumped in the van and went down interstate somewhere outside the interstate, and we shopping for houses. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fucking right. Like we about to get from around here. Like I ain't got to deal with this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? But they built the house in the hood. You know, so
I knew where this was going.
You feel me? So now
the ultimate trick.
It was. I mean, you know, and dog, listen to me. From my daddy and my mom, bro. They come from. I ain't gonna say nothing because both of them had come from hardworking families that you know, them people thrive, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? They came from one point and they changed the narrative. So I'm not talking down, but they didn't come from wealth, or they didn't come from you know, anything that was handed down to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I come from some blue collar type of people that they from my dad's side of the family from Magnolia, Mississippi. My mama's side originate from like Lake Providence area. But when Bunche Village was constructed in 1955, they both families, you know what I'm saying, pretty much moved into the area around that time. But it was more so like a shocking experience, dog, because like now you got my partners looking at us with like damn, nigga. Like y'all got this big ass house, y'all, you know, your people buying new cars and this and that. You know, y'all taking trips and shit. Like, you know, now I'm being looked at like I had a dude tell me this, dog, a couple years ago, nigga, like, man, y'all grew up like the Huxtables. And I'm thinking to myself, like, nigga, we grew up in a trailer. Like I lived, like when I was born, like we were living in a trailer. For the first 11, 12 years of my life, we lived in a trailer and it was overpopulated.
Yes.
I got 6 brothers and sisters, plus we had extras, plus we had, you know what I'm saying, my dad used to look out for my cousins and so on and so like it was a real hood situation. So it like so people that be looking like, you know, they be looking at people like you and myself like because your people chose a righteous path. But this don't make you a human subjective to life. Your people still had to pay bills. They had to, you know, they had to afford that life. All that money wasn't coming.
What they don't understand is when them doors was closing, boy, niggas, mama and daddy was arguing about money every day.
Every day, trying to figure out how to keep this shit going. You know, they just chose a righteous path, so it looks different.
Yeah,
that's all I used to try to get my partners to see. Like, dog, I don't have anything. I'm a kid. That's my people shit. But if you could hear what they talking about, bro, it ain't no whole lot of money.
No, they mad because I asked for Eastlands and not these lugs. They want me to buy it. Like, man, get out of here.
They had on lugs, man. They don't know, Aaron.
Look, I'm running around here looking at Bico Paris. Like, man, this nigga got all the shoes. What is
that little nigga used to be fresh.
No, I used to be jealous like I'm.
See, hey, bro, salute to Paris, man. What he been up to, dog? Man. He coaching out there somewhere, huh? He coaching up.
I don't know, man. I know I lost track of him after he went to Boston College.
Man, I reached out to Bico, man. I ain't never really getting no hit back from him, dog. But that's somebody I really want to get his story, dog, because he was so quiet and stuff like that. His dad was the one that used to really come holler at me and you know certain shit like that.
I ain't never heard his dad talk.
Man, what? Man, that dude dad was like that was every conversation with that man was a learning experience, dog, and it was straight game from start to finish. The conversation gonna be some game about something. He was a real positive dude. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that he had, you know, his own past as a youngster or whatever, if if that's how you want to look at it. But his mom and his daddy, bro, was real good people, done. They all, like every time I talked to him, it was on some positive shit. Like for real. And they really was pushing that little dude, like, you know, like they was pushing him to be who he is. You know what I'm saying? He come up around niggas like Hollis Price and stuff like that. Yeah. Remember Hollis Price played for Oklahoma? Yeah. That was one of Bico's big brother partners. Man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why his game was kind of.
Man, I had a cousin that played at St. Aug on that national championship team, so I used to follow a lot of the hoopers. I ain't gonna lie. Let me tell you how I knew I was shit in basketball. It's not gonna happen. All right.
It just wasn't your sport, though. You was an athlete, Aaron. You was an athlete, bro.
Listen. I was shits because I wanted to be like BJ Armstrong. Who the fuck wants to be a role player?
Yeah. That was a bad approach. That was a terrible approach. No, listen. Let me rephrase that though, because shout out to BJ Armstrong, because believe it or not, at some point BJ Armstrong was a stud somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
To
That's
get
how
to where
got
he
to
got
the
to.
league.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I tell people, my favorite point guard of all time, my favorite point guard. I ain't gonna say my favorite player. My favorite point guard is Derek Fisher.
Okay.
Efficient fish, dog. Like
Fish used to give people buckets for.
Man, he was efficient fish. This man efficient. He go assist. He go D up. Like he took that defense thing. You know, other than Gary Payton, he might be one of the better on ball defenders. You know what I'm saying, as far as point guards concerned. That was just like I said, just in my opinion, dog. Because a lot of people didn't play defense in the NBA. Coach Corey and Coach K always cried about that. They don't play defense. I asked them about the game. You play watch the game? No, they don't play defense. You know what I'm saying? So I started paying more attention to that. And like any person who emphasized defense in the NBA is a star. You ever notice that? Any player that like emphasize defense really in their game, they're a defensive star. That's because nobody really played defense. You feel what I'm saying? Think about it. It's an offensive game.
Look, he ain't even that good. He holding a nigga under his average.
He just giving energy. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all it takes sometimes, bro. Before we get out of here, bro, let me ask you this, and this just on some, this just on everyday life. This could fit anybody, bro. When you wake up in the morning, what motivates Aaron when you get up in the morning?
Shit, just finding a way to be better and leaving something here for my kids and my family and everything like that. I know it sounds cliche-ish, but like just competing against yourself. Like I want when things spin, my kids and all of those people. Like if all we do and everything that I'm doing is just on me, then it's for nothing. But if I'm like buying a home and doing different things like that, my sons and daughters are able to have their lives easier because of the things I went through. Like even that ESPN interview and different things like that, like all of the ups and downs and stuff, you go through. It's just understanding that people got to learn from it. I talk about that ESPN interview a lot of times with people.
Hey man, I was just about to say you ain't gonna be able to just speed past the ESPN interview thing. What happened?
No, this what happened, man. I got a call to do an interview about whatever, right? So I don't remember how they led it. Because nobody never told me Colorado was in trouble till after the interview was done and recorded. Okay. And even in the interview, when they asked me, all I say is I don't give a definitive yes or no. But I didn't know I was interviewing about what I was interviewing about until all of the hoopla started getting made. Because then I'm like, wait a minute, they ain't no. Because they asked me if anybody, so I'm thinking, I'm like, I wasn't in nobody's room. I didn't watch these dudes. I don't know what they did or didn't do. Well, that's how they playing the word. Because I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't come out and say these people are in this situation. What do you know about this? I'd have said, man, look, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't heard nothing. Like, I went to my room by myself. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now this is on a visit or something.
Yeah, I was on an official visit. But what happened was, on the official visit, I came back. ESPN called JT to do an interview. I done been doing interviews and all this, the whole rip. I'm not thinking I'm on TV. Like I'm on TV. Like you remember when this shit happened.
You
like,
think you just TV. Hey, I'm kind of it's vaguely coming back to me. Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm doing something like this, something that you gotta kind of look for it to find it. Like you gotta know it's there. Like I'm not thinking I'm
live on ESPN.
38.
Right.
I'm live on channel 38. I'm like, man, these niggas wild. So I'm like, I'm not the number one recruit in the country. Like, dang, these people ain't calling me.
I forgot about that shit, bro.
Then they talked to JT first. They talked to my mama first. Nobody knew what was going on. So then I do the interview. So they mad because I don't just name names. I'm not boom, boom, boom. I'm like confused kid. So when they tell my mom and what everything about, or they, kind of everything comes out. Because what happened was ESPN leaves. I do the interview at a hotel by the airport Hilton. ESPN leaves. Colorado calls my house. Why would you tell on who I told on? I ain't even say nobody. What happened? Told on people to do what? They run the story to me. I called JT. I'm like, what's going on? JT like, well, let's call Colorado, stop the interview. Colorado says it's day footage. I can't stop the interview. I'm 18. So my parents can't say nothing. Like, I get a lawyer. The lawyer that don't work. I release statements. I do everything.
Damn.
Like it was, dude. I was shook because again, I was like, if I'd have meant to do what everybody thought I did,
I don't remember this situation being this big though, bro. Like,
bro,
I ain't pay attention to all
that's what
that.
nobody saw.
Right.
Like they didn't like y'all just saw me stop hanging around school. Now realizing, man, this nigga's going to law offices trying to get this shit not to air.
Right.
Because
we had no clue you had all that going on.
Bro, I was trying to sue. I was trying to sue ESPN. I was trying to sue, like, because they interviewed me under false pretenses.
Yeah,
and then when you watched it, on
some investigative shit.
And then you gotta also think I don't say nobody did nothing. So everybody, the upsetness and the running joke kept being, I don't know, maybe. Because like that's why everybody kept saying, well, what did they do on the trip? Remember all of a sudden everybody just wanted to know what happened on the trip?
Right. Okay.
Because I never said nothing happened on the trip.
We was thinking, man, what the fuck everyone went out there and did? You know what I'm saying? Because I knew you for being businessman.
Yes.
That's the era I knew. You feel that? So when you had, because that's all we knew, that you had some type of controversy. We didn't, they didn't. That's one thing about them people over there, bro. Like, they wasn't gonna do anything to hurt you, dog. You feel what I'm saying? So the whole school didn't know your business. You know what I'm saying?
No, and at the end of the day, it was kind of I kind of just kind of faded off into the sunset.
Right.
I'd have had I vision. I probably would have had a whole different last 6 months of high school if that don't happen. Because it's kind of like
that make a lot of things make sense, bro. Cause I don't really remember too much of you. The latter end of that year.
Nah, dog. I stopped. I wasn't thinking about it. I ain't come to when y'all was cutting up around school probably, and how the end of the year be at Curtis for the seniors. I wasn't in none of that.
Right.
I was getting out of that thing about 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
taking these classes. Cause I mean, at that point I ain't know who to trust. Cause I'm like, everybody making fun of me, but nobody even know the story. Like, I didn't even say this. Then you gotta think I was scared as shit. At UCLA, I was scared, dog. I was scared.
Right.
Listen, UCLA had a dude on the team that was involved in the gangs and everything like that. They ended up dismissing this nigga. He caught a charge. But he had said it. He was like, I'm killing him when I see him. I was like,
he said he's gonna kill you?
Yeah, I was like, why? I don't even know.
Damn.
Oh, he's like, I don't like snitches. But my point in the situation was, I'm like, I'm dealing with all this at the same time.
Right.
Like when I get to UCLA, that shit didn't go away.
Yeah, of course not.
So they got to get their shit in for their amount of time. But then nobody, just like you said, you thought nobody wanted to see. Nobody saw the interview. And that's why I tell that to kids. I'm like, bro, you got to watch what you say. You got to watch where you go. You got to watch who you listen to. People be trying to bait you into different shit. And a lot of times I'm like, bro, people don't be telling these young men the real. If you think back and go to time, man, bro, wasn't nobody really niggas was saying they was giving us game, but they wasn't telling us the truth. They wasn't telling us
giving you the real role, yeah.
The real gangsters in this world wear suits and ties and sit on 100th floors.
Right.
The niggas running around here toting a gun, making $100,000 in a year.
The pawns on the
chessboard.
Making
no money.
It's the pawn on the chessboard.
Elon Musk is the biggest gangster you know.
You better believe it.
He allowing people to die. He allowing people to live. He doing all that shit.
You better believe it.
So that would be, if I was giving advice to anybody to fit in anything, that would be what I'd tell him. I'd be like, man, look, believe in yourself, know who you are, and don't be willing to change that for anybody. If you're a good person at the end of the day, man, don't even let the street, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to answer for whatever you put out.
Right.
And if you put out, goodness, you're going to have to answer for that. You put out badness, whatever. But understand that there's more people that don't want to work for the shit than want to work. So they're going to keep tricking you and this, that, and the third, bro. So,
right. Be prepared for the chess game.
And look, and I ain't even talking about the hood. People be thinking I be talking about the hood.
Oh, that's the corporate world.
I'm talking about the people with the suits.
See,
I'm talking about the niggas with degrees.
Since I've been legit, bro. Man, I've been learning so much, cause my daddy used to tell me, bro, cause my pops, them dudes didn't you know, they wasn't always the greatest people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes had partners, you know, that's probably still up there in Angola. You know what I'm saying? Never coming home. But my pops had a lot of his friends, a lot of his closest friends, bro, was real gangsters. But even them dudes, they was always about everything other than that first. You feel what I'm saying? These dudes were business owners. They, you know what I'm saying? They was upstanding people in the community. Most of them was involved with the church, just that and that. But, you know, they did certain things for money. But after a while, you'll see those dudes step away from that lifestyle, and then their lives really start going up. Then they really get a better, you know, career path or whatever. So it took me, Aaron, to become an adult, bro, who then went through all this, you know, doing time, catching charges, dealing with just the street shit, period. Like, you know, broken situations with my kids and their mothers. Like, you know, just that whole cliche hood shit, bro. Like, and you can't turn it off. You can't reverse it. You can only fix it, though. And like this what my platform really about. I like to interact with people like yourself and share these stories, kick our ideas back and forward. So some cats coming up under us, or even people that's at our age that's at this crossroads, you know what I'm saying, to get this shit right, bro, and move forward and move on with life, because we got a lot of life to live out here if we about living it. You know what I'm saying? I was living in, like, I was running on a hamster wheel, bro, for like what has been 18 years since we left school.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So 16 of those years, Aaron, I did a lot of nothing. And what I mean by that is I didn't work in the plants. I didn't work, you know what I'm saying? I didn't work for Parks and Recreation. I didn't coach. I didn't did all kind of shit. But in the process of all that, I was selling drugs. I was running around in the streets. I was using drugs, you know, doing all the dumb shit, bro. And like just stagnating my own progress, my own life. And then you look around, you got beautiful kids talented and shit like that. And you just not providing.
You can't be what you want to be to them.
Facts. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what woke me up. It took long enough because like I was just a parent at first. Like, you know, I get out here, I hustle, I make some money, I turn the money in, I spend time with them, whatever. But that wasn't a real relationship. That wasn't the real push I'm supposed to be trying to provide for them. You feel what I'm saying? So the path I'm on now, bro, I feel it's a redemptive path. It ain't the easiest path to take, you know what I'm saying? Because once you done fucked up so much, all that you got to clean it up. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't the cutest mode or the best moment to be in, but I appreciate being able to just be here.
But
you know what I'm saying?
You know what? They're gonna have people like you're saying that's watching this, that's gonna see it. But what we gotta understand, the people really gotta talk to is the rest of us out here. When somebody trying to redeem themselves, trying to change, you gotta be able to hear and listen and talk. Like you can't just you know what I'm saying? Like I hate when people tell me, oh, such and such did this in the past. Like, forgive them people. Let them move past that. Like, forget about, like, you know, and I'm not saying you can always do that or everybody did, but you know if somebody's really trying to change. And if you don't give them people a chance to change, then you don't allow them to change, is what I'm saying.
Facts.
You know? So,
we're gonna leave them with that, bro. I appreciate you coming through, Coach, bro. Coach Aaron Meyer, bro. What's your season? What's your upcoming season looking like, bro?
Man, I'm hoping we could get to, if we can go to 500. They hadn't been to the playoffs in 25 years. If I can get them to the playoffs, we'll be where we need to be. We got some good kids though. I'm gonna shoot you some highlights and stuff, man. Come see the Morgan City Tigers out there, man. We'll be out there soon.
Morgan City Tigers, man. I'm gonna have to come out there and check you out, bro. We'll bring the cameras out, bro, and get a up close and personal look at your work, bro. This is, like I say, bro, big Aaron Meyer, bro. This is one of the more focused, more influential cats around the school campus, whether you knew that or not. Like, you know, we all had our little we all was somebody in our own little right. You know what I'm saying? You had your little, cliques or whatever. But for real, you always was, bro. Like you said, it started with your elder siblings, and I guess it trickled on down. But yeah, brother, y'all did y'all thing, bro. Your name carried weight around there, bro. You was Big Aaron to us. You know what I'm saying? Whether for real, like whether you knew that or not, though, you was respected around there, bro. Like you did your thing, bro. And believe it or not, you was one of the cooler, cause you was a big boy. You know what I'm saying? You was an old lineman, so we was used to them. We was used to niggas like Carnell and Big Ryan watching them running around. You was one of the cooler big dudes. You know what I'm saying? So that made you, even a bigger person on campus, bro. And it's good to run back into you, bro. We gotta jam up sometime, bro. Sit down and get something to eat, bro, and really catch up, dog.
Definitely. Just let me know, bro. I'm good all summer. And holler at me whenever, bro. We can do it whenever, bro.
We'll definitely link up, bro. Once again, bro, thank you for coming through, bro. This has been an episode of Million Views Podcast, dog.
All right.
Over and out, bro.
All right.
Later.